Hello, happy Sunday. I know you are excited as I am because this is another opportunity for us to hear from His heart to yours. Today, we'll be looking at the topic breaking free. Breaking free. The Bible is full of many stories, and these stories often have profound meaning that when we apply to our lives properly, they are able to shape our lives, mold us, and prepare us for exploit. Today we'll be looking at one of such story, the story of Esau and Jacob. Here's the background. Esau is the firstborn of the family. That means in that culture, Esau automatically was the heir of the father. Jacob was the younger one, but there's something wrong with the character of Esau. Esau took many things for granted, but Jacob, who is the younger brother, had a flaw also. The flaw in his character is that Jacob would do anything to get ahead in life. He was a fraudster. If you leave him, he will cunningly get ahead of you. He will cunningly take something away from you. This is the background. So it happened one fateful day that Esau, with his attitude of taking things for granted, sold his birthright for a plate of food. He sold his position of preeminence to his younger brother Jacob just to get a plate of food. He did not look at the long-term implication of what he has done. He said, "Away with this, I am hungry. Give me food lest I die." And we see the spirit of Esau in so many persons today. In Nigeria, the elections are fast approaching. There are persons who will sell their vote just for a plate of food. There are people who will sell their destiny for the next 4 to 8 years just for a plate of food, just for a pot of food. The spirit of Esau is still alive today. Esau sold his birthright. That was the first thing. That was his carelessness. That was his fault. Some years after that incident where Esau sold his birthright, Isaac, their father, called on Esau specifically to prepare him a meal so that after eating, he would release blessing, generational blessings unto Esau. Jacob, in connivance with his mother, duped Isaac to release the blessing unto Jacob. The story is pretty familiar, and it is something that has great lesson for us. When Esau returned back, prepared a meal for the father said, "I've eaten and I've released the blessing unto Jacob." I thought the person I prayed for was Esau. Esau persisted, asked that the father bless him. What happened? The father, in the book of Genesis 27, verse 39 and 40, prayed for Esau. Look at what he said. Then Isaac, his father, answered and said to him, "Behold, your dwelling shall be of the fatness of the earth and of the dew of the heaven from above. By your sword you shall live, and you shall serve your brother. And it shall come to pass, when you become restless, that you shall break his yoke from your neck." That it shall come to pass, when you become restless, that you shall break his yoke from your neck. You see, I love this prayer so much because while Esau realized that he's now in a disadvantaged position, while Esau realized that he's now in a subordinate position to his brother, in this prayer of Isaac, the clue to his liberation was revealed. That when you become restless, when you put away carelessness, when you become intentional, when you become sufficiently angry and say no to the status quo, you will break his yoke from your neck. Because you see, Esau realized that he could not rise above the shadow of Jacob. And that was why he was persistent, asking his father for any other blessing. The father blessed him and gave him a clue to his liberation. You see, 20 years after that time, when Jacob will be returning back from exile, the man he met in Esau was a different man he left when he ran away from Esau. When he returned back, he met an Esau that was richer, that was calmer, that was wiser, and that displayed that bigger brother disposition than the man he left 20 years back. What changed in Esau? What changed? We can conclude that by the time Jacob returned back to Esau, Esau had broken free from the shadows of Jacob. He had broken free from the resentment that made him to nurse the idea of killing Jacob. He had broken free from every chain of limitation, anger, of that carelessness that made him to dispose of his birthright. He had broken free from taking things for granted. He was intentional. Now, this story is not so much about Esau and Jacob. This story is so much about you and so much about me. There are times in life when we feel the limitations all around us, the wall of obstacle, the roof of limitation, when we struggle and struggle, but we feel we are not making progress. We can see we are not making the progress we desire. You see, you stretch yourself, but you are not going anywhere. You fall down more than you rise up. And no matter how you struggle, try to get ahead, you see yourself returning back to the trenches. Some of these things, they are self-inflicted, like that of Esau when he sold his birthright. Some, you have nothing to do. It is the manipulation of external factors and forces against you. But you see yourself going back to the trenches again and again. But we can learn something. We can learn something for the story of Esau and Jacob. We can learn how to break free from the walls of limitation. We can learn how to break free from the shackles of limitation, of backwardness, and become great and live our best lives. So what did Esau do? What did Esau do? The first thing Esau did was that Esau rejected that which he could not accept. When he came back and he realized that the smart, quote unquote, Jacob had taken away his blessing, what did he do? He could have just left angrily, going to seek Jacob to kill Jacob. No, he realized something. The blessing came from our father. So he held on to his father. Father, is there no other blessing for me? He looked for a way around it. He hustled for the blessing. Father, is there no other blessing for me? So that is the first lesson we can learn and apply to our lives. You see, you don't just turn back because the door is closed. See, the fact that the door is closed does not mean that the door is locked. Make an attempt. Esau did not just dash out of anger that Jacob has done this again. No, he stood by. He persuaded his father. He persisted. He said, Father, is there no other blessing for me? Now the question, did he get the blessing or not? He was blessed. It may not be in that magnitude as it was given to Jacob, but he was blessed nonetheless. So that is the first principle. And I want to encourage you so seriously that, see, don't just turn back. Don't just turn back when you hear a no. You need to also for your blessing. You need to stand there. You see, you may not get the blessing you seek, but you may get a clue to the blessing you desire. Because in the end, Esau did not get the blessing that was intended for him, but he got a clue to his liberation, that it shall come to pass when you become restless, you will break his chain from your neck. If he had just left, he would have gotten that clue at all. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that Esau learned from his mistake, repented from his mistake. Because when you look at Genesis 33, when Jacob came, that encounter between Jacob and Esau, you see, Jacob did not change from that his character so much. A leopard does not change his spot. This time, he was trying to buy his way into the heart of Esau by presenting a lot of gifts to appease Esau. But when Esau saw this gift, when he met his brother Jacob, like, I saw you send so many things. What are these for? He said, they are gifts from your servant. Esau said, no, I have enough. I don't need this. I don't need this. Yes, it is true that Esau is better off. Esau is a rich man. Esau had children, and his children were leaders in their communities. Esau was not begging, but this time he has learned from his mistake that some gifts may have hidden charges, and that is why I believe he stayed off. I believe he stayed off because he has a better perspective. He does not take things for granted. He needs to act like the elder brother he is. He has repented. He has learned from his mistake. Very importantly also, one of the things we learn, which is the third thing we learn from Esau, is that Esau learned to forgive. You see, one of the ways you have been held bound by the chains of limitations imposed on you by people, by forces beyond your imagination, by forces beyond your awareness or appreciation, is because you are harboring unforgiveness in your heart. Learn to forgive. Esau was so angry when he realized that Jacob took his blessing, that he contemplated killing his brother. But you know what? 20 years later, you see, Esau dealt with the problem of unforgiveness many years before he met Jacob. He learned to forgive. And I encourage you, is there bitterness in your heart? Is there unforgiveness in your heart? Is there somebody you still holding bound, you don't want to let free? I want to appeal to you, for your own freedom, let that person go. Let that person go. Learn to forgive. The fourth thing Esau did to break free was that Esau showed love. When he met his brother, he said, I will be with you to guide and protect you. Me and my men will protect you to safety. Obviously, Jacob was not comfortable because he was not convinced if truly Esau had forgiven him. He said, don't worry, we'll take our pace. Just go, you have done so much. It was a pleasure meeting you. We'll come on our own. But you see, Esau showed love. He showed care because he was no longer tied down by bitterness. Learn to show love. This is a natural consequence of forgiving, of letting go of the hurts, the pains that people have inflicted on you. Learn to show love. Learn to show love. The fifth thing is that Esau became intentional and worked hard to get the future he desired. You see, when we look at Genesis 27 and we see the situation of Esau in Genesis 27, we could conclude easily that Esau would not make it in life. But when you raise to Genesis 33, when you see 33, 34, 35, you will see that Esau became a very successful man. This is because Esau learned from his mistake. He learned to forgive. He became intentional about his life. He put away carelessness. He became restless and he changed the status quo. Esau got to that point when he was told that his brother Jacob had taken away his blessings. Esau quickly realized his destiny was not in the hands of Jacob, but his destiny is in his hands. His destiny also was in his father's hands. What did he do? He held on to his father. Father, bless me. Set your soul. Is there no other blessing for me, Father? Father, bless me. What happened? He got the blessings of the father. The second thing was that Esau realized that his destiny was in his hand also, and he worked hard to get the destiny, to get the life he desired. Now I want to tell you that your destiny, like Esau, is in the hands of just two persons. Your destiny is in the hands of your Father in heaven. Pray that He set you free from every chain of backwardness. He's going to honor that. Like Isaac honored the petition of Esau. Thereafter, take your destiny in your hands. Be angry enough to say enough of this nonsense. Be angry enough to say, I have stayed in these trenches for so long. Because the Bible tells us, Isaac in his prayer to Esau said, when it comes to that time, when you become restless, you will break his chains from your neck. Do you want to break free? Do you want to break free? When you are ready to break free, you will discover that the chains around you, they cannot withstand the energy within you. They cannot withstand the glory within you. They cannot withstand the power that God has deposited in you. The question is, are you ready to break free? I hope you are. It is my prayer for you that God will set you free from the shackles of sin, from the shackles of every habit that limits your greatness, that God will set you free from the shackles of addiction, that God will set you free and give you the grace to live in His abundance, to live meaningfully, happily in this life and in the world to come, life eternal. I wish you a very beautiful week ahead. God bless you. Just before you go, if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do well to do so. Like, comment on this video, and share with your friends also. You can follow me on my social media handles, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Twitter. The links are below. Thank you very much.